Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. My bass player friend Adam Goldman was over this morning, and we thought since we were playing together and had the camera set up from something else, why not do an example of how a pianist and a bass player work together? A pianist very often will adjust the way they handle chords, playing rootless voicings in order to sort of create more space for bass lines. It also works beautifully for open voicings and for creating space for soloists. Let's take a look at it today. So we've got a couple of things for you. We played a blues in F, and we also took a look at the American Songbook standard, My Romance, which you see here. We'll come back to that in a moment. In the meantime, let's just do a quick review of like kind of what I'm talking about. Every blues kind of runs on 1, 4, and 5. So in F, the F7 chord is the 1 chord. And here you see I'm playing it as a stack of thirds. Now, that's pretty effective, and there's the F there. If I played this, you'd see F7 in root position, right? Like so. And then here's the B flat 7, right? And then back maybe G minor 7, right? To C7, and then home again. So this whole idea of like playing, I don't know, chords in root position like this is not the best, right? What we want to do at least is play inversions that smoothly connect to each other. Here's my C7 chord, and the E is the bottom note. F7, there's the F. B flat 7, there's the B flat in the middle. F7. G minor 7, there's the G there. C7, there's the C there, and so on. And you can see all the dotted notes because I repeated them. That's where the roots are living. Now, that's all well and good. Not my favorite thing to do. What we've been talking this week about is taking the 3rd and the 7th and making them the bottom note. Here the F is in the middle. And then if we do B flat 7 like this, there's no B flat in that chord. It would be up on top, but I'm going to play the 9th. And then back to F7. This B flat 7 is a classic example of a rootless voicing. My computer doesn't know what to do with it. If I sort of hold all these notes down with the pedal and then add the B flat, suddenly it gets it. It says, oh yeah, it's B flat 9. Well, the net result is we can play great voicings. There's the F7, right? And there's the F. Let's turn it into an A. So now I've got a rootless F7 chord. If I add the F down here, my computer knows what to do with it. And then here's my B flat 7. Again, computer does not know what to do with it until I put a bass note in. Having a bass player suddenly makes everything make sense. And yet the behavior of the chord is determined almost exclusively by the motion of the 3rd and 7th, and that's what we build everything on. So F7, B flat 7, back to F7. Listen, Adam and I did a couple of versions of blues. The first one, and we'll just kind of do it, is I played one. He said, let's do it this way. Play one version where you play simple rooted voicings, just very straightforward inversions, like the first example that I showed, and then do another chorus and do rootless voicings. Okay, let's take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, go. I hope you can hear a difference between those two. The second time we went through, I was like, well, what if, Adam, you go ahead and take a solo chorus, see what's going to happen. Now I'm going to move my voicings up the keyboard to get out of the way of the bass. A lot of this is about creating space for the other instruments in your arrangement. Want to take a chorus? Sure. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for My Romance, we've got sort of straightforward diatonic chords in B flat major. And you can see my right hand is doing versions of these chords that have no roots. If I play the root, everything makes a lot more sense. So my B flat major makes sense when I drop the B flat in. C minor 7. D minor 7, D flat, C minor 7, F7, B flat. And I can do that with just one hand as well. I can go, like, here's my B flat major 7. I'm going to actually include a B flat for fun. C minor 7, it looks like E flat major 7. D minor 7, here's my diminished chord. C minor 7, no root, F7, and I also have a 9th and a 13th, so cool, and I'll play my B flat here. D7 is the 5 of G minor 7, so maybe I play that, but I'm more likely to play some altered version of it like this to get me to G minor 7, and add the major 7, and add the minor 7, and now the dominant sound with a flat 13 because the E flat's in the scale. That's how we handled My Romance. And these rootless voicings, these voicings that toss the roots so that you can add an extension and get a more open sound, create space for the bass and the soloist, very powerful. Let's go over and play around with that and see what it's like with piano and bass. 1, 2, 3. My Romance is a much more complicated tune, and you've got to drill these kinds of voicings if you want to get them into your hands for performance. I've developed a whole like worksheet for myself that goes 2-5-1 in kind of every key and every version. And so I think about these versions of 2-5-1s as building these chords over either the third, like the third here of D minor 7, or the seventh, like the seventh there of G7. I practice doing this in every key. I practice playing 2-5-1 in every key. First with the third, seventh, third, and then also seventh, third, seventh. You see how there's sort of two versions of this? There's D minor 7. The seventh is the bottom note. There's G7 or G6-9, or maybe I'll do it like this. Yeah, it's probably better. In fact, if I do this, I only need to change one note, right? D minor 7, G7, C major 7. I just drill that. I just learned it. Now, the good news is if you are doing an arrangement, you have all the time in the world to write out notes or parse them out to instruments in your DAW. Rootless voicings lean on the thirds and the sevenths because all of the information, everything that's important about what makes this work here is in the thirds and the sevenths. The roots are great and the bass player will handle them or the part will be in the bass. But boy, get to know your rootless voicings and you'll get to know the behaviors of chord motion. It's a very powerful trick. I've talked more about it on the channel and you can find other examples of rootless voicing. So hunt those down and slay them. I'm going to put a link in the description to my worksheet. Download it, practice it. It's for piano, but you could probably develop something like this for guitar as well. You're going to be building your voicings over the third or seventh, and it's almost always going to be a stack of fourths. That's kind of the good news for guitarists, right? Listen, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos, and I'll see you next time.